Hey adventurers, today we are here at Disney's Hollywood Studios to do Chase's favorite things. Now if you follow me, you know that my favorite things are not the big obvious things. These are things that are in the small details, that are in the background, hidden gems if you will, that are in the tapestry of the parks that kind of make them way more of a rich experience if you know that they're there. So I'm going to share some of my favorite things with you here, some trivia, some history, and the things that I really love that make these parks special to me. So come with me, I got you, let's go do this. For this favorite thing, you don't have to come in the park very far and you have already found it. It is my favorite store here at Hollywood Studios, and it used to be a film store where you could actually buy film camera to replace the camera in your the film in your camera that you carried around back before digital, and that is the dark room up here. Now why is it my favorite store? Well, because I love that history, I love what it used to be, and I'm into cameras and film and things like that, but I also love the fact that, in my opinion, they have the largest selection of items in here for you to get. Everything from magic bands to the Disney Eras collection. They have the most merchandise in this store that appeals to a variable taste. They have home goods. This is where you can get your special cookie jars and things like that. This is my favorite store. Let's go in and take a look. Now, one thing they have when you first walk in that you know I like is pins. So they do have some rare pins in here. I found some nice limited edition pins. Let's take a look. There is more of your more common pins on the walls, but if you look around over here, oh, D23 collector set. I am a D23 member. If you look over here behind the glass, that's when you start to find the good stuff. There's the comic books. We found those in a couple of places now. Now you're getting into what I'm talking about. Here is some limited edition holiday pins. Mickey and Goofy, although I don't like what they did to my boy Goofy with the new animation style. Here's some 30 years of Nightmare Before Christmas, 30th anniversary pins. Those are very, very cool. The Disney Darlings pins collection, that's Penelope Von Schweetz. I love the arcade pins. So we definitely have some cool pin collections, and that's just in the first few steps in the door. Let's see what else they got. It is really crowded in here. People are trying to escape the rain, but let's have a look around. Lots of ears, probably your biggest collection of ears of any store in Hollywood Studios. Lots of ears, lots of people hiding from the rain. A new Christmas lounge fly. That's very cool. A lot of times this store will get stuff before other stores as far as seasonal items and limited edition items. You can find them a lot of times in the dark room before you can find them in any other store. There is a new event this year that I'm looking forward to covering here at Hollywood Studios. It's a Christmas event, the Jollywood Christmas, and it's supposed to be sort of like retro fun through the decades, a red carpet style vintage Christmas, and that is right up my alley, and I am looking forward to it. And I love that my favorite store here is representing Christmas already with new merch drop. Like I said, this store is my favorite. It has a little bit of everything, including a bunch of new sketchbook and past sketchbook Christmas ornaments. Big Hero 6. Pooh Bear. It's a Small World and Haunted Mansion. Lots of cool stuff, and this store just keeps going and going and going. Maybe it'll clear out a little bit now that the rain has passed. Over here they have some of the 100th stuff and the Eras collection. That's usually where you can find it. Walt Disney's Disneyland hoodie. I love these picture frames here. The original Walt Disney Studios. Very cool. There's your Eras collection, including the ornament. Very cool. Here is the mouse car. This is the award they used to give each other internally, and I actually have one of those at home. I love this lamp that is the tower. Very cool. I really need that. I really need that. But as you can see, this store has a little bit of everything. I love the vintage flair. I love that it gets the new drops on merchandise before most anywhere else. It has the biggest selection of ears in the park. It has everything you need. And it has the history of being an old camera store, film store. And I love that. This is definitely one of my favorite things at Hollywood Studios. All right, let's go find some more of Chase's favorite things here at Hollywood Studios. All right, we are out here playing between the raindrops, hunting Chase's favorite things here at Hollywood Studios. I might get a little wet, but I'm gonna bring you my favorite things. All right, we're out of the dark room and on to the next. Now, another one of my favorite things here at Hollywood Studios is something that a lot of people pass by unless it's raining, because it's stuck right here behind Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and right around the corner from Toy Story Land. So you're getting to and from these big e-ticket attractions. But I love going in and checking out the museum, basically, and the show, especially when it's Walt Disney One Man's Dream, because it gives you all the history, the development of Disney, and how they did the cartoons and the progression over the years, and Walt Disney's story. Yes, a lot of it is similar to the Imagineering story, which I love. I think that's the best thing on Disney Plus is the Imagineering story, and I am a historian of Disney and a historian in general, so I love this. It's a walk down the lane of history of Disney and nostalgia. Let's go check it out. Like I said, I love coming in here. I am a huge fan of Walt Disney himself, not just his parks or his movies. The man that he is one of my heroes, and I love the photographs in here. I wish I had some of these like this to put on my walls and just surround yourself with it. I think he was a great man, and I love taking a tour through this history. And today they even had a photo pass photographer in here, so we got a picture made with young Walt Disney. I'll put that right here. Main Street, USA, 1954 model. I love models, the exactness, the detail, and if you know anything about Disney, you know they build models of everything in detail before they build it in full scale. I mean, they go over the top with their models. We are just going to do a little walk through the history. This is the multi-plane camera.
This is the plan for a super car.
This allows you to go in a 3D, basically. Makes 2D images look like they have depth.
And make it behave like a real piece of scenery under the camera. The different elements in the scene were separated according to their varying distances from the viewer. With our original picture broken down in this manner, it is possible to control the relative speed with which each individual part of it moves to or away from the camera. And here now is our same moonlight scene, the way the multiplane camera sees it.
That's a really cool and innovative way of taking a flat 2D image, or in this case like 4 images, and moving them to make them look like the camera is moving over a 3-dimensional space. As someone who's an independent filmmaker and you have to be innovative, I absolutely love that kind of thing with Disney. All right, we're gonna take a quick look around a little bit more and then get on to my next favorite thing. This is like walking through a timeline. Disney's True Life Adventure series, where he won lots of Oscars, particularly for Seal Island, who a lot of people thought was a waste of time. This is a full model of Disneyland. Walk right down Main Street. Dumbo was my brother Joey's favorite growing up. He loved Dumbo. Disney World, originally called the Florida Project, trying to keep it secret so he could buy land cheaper and not get price gouged. Great moments with Mr. Lincoln, the birth of animatronics. There he is under his skin. There you are, Mr. Lincoln. The Emperor has no clothes. Now, originally, Mr. Lincoln was so lifelike and people had never seen anything like it that they actually threw things at him trying to get him to react because they thought it was an actor. That's pretty cool, so innovative. Oh, here's something I'm looking forward to. This is all about the Disney Wish, which I am going on in February, and I will take you along with me. Here is a full-scale model. First set sale in 2022.
She's really popular.
Yeah, I know.
I am really looking forward to going on the Disney Wish and bringing you along with me. We're going to do a few cruises next year and definitely review them and bring you along with me. I'm really looking forward to that. It is definitely an innovation, and everything in here is about innovation and history and nostalgia and Imagineering, and you could spend a lot of time in here if you wish, and so many people pass it by. We're not passing it by today because it is definitely one of my favorite things. All right, it's time to get out of here and go find some more. Before we get out of here, I forgot to mention, there is actually about a 20-minute movie show that you can do at the end of this tour of the museum. We're not going to do it today because everybody's hiding out in there for the rain, and we've got some more things to cover, and you can't really record in there anyway, but it's a great show. I recommend you see it. It kind of reinforces some of those things from the Imagineering story, and yeah, I absolutely love it. You could easily spend an hour plus of time in here between looking around and the show. Make sure you check it out. It is definitely one of my favorite things. All right, time to go on to the next. Now, another one of my favorite things here at Hollywood Studios that's somewhat unique, the way it's done here at Hollywood Studios, is the character interactions. What I mean is, besides the normal places where you have character meet and greet photo ops like with Buzz Lightyear or Woody at the entrance to Toy Story Land and things like that, you actually have characters who roam around freely here, particularly in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You may be able to meet Chewbacca or Rey, or even if you're lucky, the Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, I don't know if we'll catch them out today. They're not on any kind of set schedule, and it's raining a lot on and off. But the last time I was here, I got to interact with Mando and saw him and Grogu several times. I saw Rey and Chewie, and I love that. That's very much like they do at Disneyland, and I hope that sort of the test run of it here at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will kind of show that we can handle that here at Disney World, and we get to have a lot more free roaming characters that you can just meet and see in their sort of natural habitats and enjoy walking around like they do at Disneyland. I love it. It is one of my favorite things here at Hollywood Studios, and I hope it spreads to the other parks. So another one of my favorite things here is also in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and I have to get it every time I come here. It is something that is maybe popular, a little more popular than I normally put on my list, but if you follow me, you know I am a sucker for things like spiked coffees, mudslides, things like that. So I always have to come to the market here at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and get me a spiked cold brew. This is the cold brew Black Calf spiked. It's the one that's famous for the Cocoa Puffs on top. I always get it spiked with that little floater of chocolate liqueur, and I absolutely love it. It's $15 for the spiked version. It's $6.49 for the unleaded version, but I always go spiked. I love a spiked coffee, and this is definitely one of my favorite things. Taste that chocolate. It's like Kahlua on top. Mix it around, get a good mix. I absolutely love this drink. Gives me a little caffeine pick-me-up, a little shot of liqueur in there to smooth out my day. It is definitely one of my favorite things. Check it out here at Hollywood Studios, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I'm gonna finish this and we're gonna go on and find some more of my favorite things. So on my favorite things list, I have 2 honorable mentions here today. One I'm not gonna mention because it's so famous and I have mentioned it before in my top 5 snacks video, and that is the Baseline Tap House. Now this is one of my favorite places. I love to come here and get the charcuterie board. It is a great value. It's a great snack that can serve as a lunch. I love to get the beer flight. It is one of my favorite places, but it's not going to be on this list because it's too mainstream, it's too popular now, and that's not what my favorite things lists are about. But I do love this place, and my second honorable mention is right next to it, and that is the Sci-Fi Diner. Now, if you know me, you know that I absolutely love sci-fi and horror movies and nostalgia, and I'm a filmmaker, and I love the vibe in there. You get to go sit in old cars as your booths. You can order up a burger and a shake, old school style, while you watch like 50s and 60s sci-fi stuff on a movie screen. It's like you're at a drive-in and an old school diner. It's sci-fi, atomic age, vintage is everything that I love. It is also one of my favorite places. We're not gonna go in there today because it's also popular and we're gonna review it by itself soon. But I thought these 2 deserved an honorable mention because I love both of these places. They are definitely 2 of my favorite things here at Hollywood Studios. Make sure you check them out. But right now, it's time to go finish the favorite things real list. Let's go do it. All right, I have another bonus favorite thing here at Hollywood Studios, and that is Trolley Car Cafe. It is a bonus favorite because it has Starbucks. And right now, not that I don't love Joffrey's, but for the first time ever, I have been suckered into the pumpkin spice craze, and I got the pumpkin cream cold brew, which is absolutely killing my diet and everything else this fall season. But I love it, and it's definitely a favorite now. I have bought into that one, and that makes Trolley Car a favorite. It also has the carrot cake whoopie pie. It used to be the carrot cake cookie. So it's an honorable mention on our favorite things list, just an add-on. All right, now it's time to go finish this favorite things list. All right, now I know what you're thinking. Chase, you can't pick something on your favorite things list that is this popular, something that is an all-time great, an all-timer, an all-time e-ticket ride, one of the most famous icons in the Disney universe as your favorite things list. That's not what your favorite things list is all about. And you'd be right. While this is my favorite ride of all time for many reasons, we are not actually doing the ride as my favorite thing. No, no, no. We are doing the gift shop here. This place is awesome. It's one of my favorite things. People are so quick to run out of it because they've already stood in line so long for the ride. But for me, this shop is awesome. Let me show you why. Tower Hotel gifts. All right. First of all, it's the whole vibe. It continues on the vibe and the theming of the Tower of Terror, which I absolutely love. The Twilight Zone is one of my favorite shows of all time. I love the spooky horror theme mixed with the golden era of Hollywood. I mean, you cannot get things mixed together that are more perfect for me than that. And the shop carries that on. And before we get into some of the stuff they have, I'm just going to pan around and show you. That gilded age of Hollywood. And of course the carpet, the Hollywood Tower Hotel carpet. So as you can see, the vibe is on point and it carries that theming, but it also has a lot of stuff that you can't find in other places. A lot of Nightmare Before Christmas, which we'll look at, and a lot of times it has special collectibles and art in here that you will not find anywhere else. Here we go. A Jack and Sally figure, piece of art, $140. Lots of Nightmare Before Christmas. Another piece of Nightmare Before Christmas art, sculpture. Now here are some of the things they have a lot that you will not find anywhere else. This is a print by artist Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and that is a Princess Jasmine. Very different, almost like a spooky, sad version, different. Very, very on par, on brand here for the Tower Hotel. And then if you look, you will also see back here a Mr. Toad piece of art. Now, being someone who paints and everything, I love it. A lot of times they have actual art cells from movies in here that are framed and used, and you can get those, buy those, and take those home with you. I love that. And then they have these little lit scenes in a box, which is something that's really cool, and I really want to get one. I'm trying to restrain myself. Check them out. Mirror, mirror on the wall. How about a Sleeping Beauty ball? Maybe you want to kiss the girl. Or find a hitchhiking ghost. Or maybe you've got 7 dwarfs who are off to work. Again, they have a lot of stuff like that that you will not see anywhere else. And I really love that. I love things that you can't find anywhere else, especially when they can kind of be on theme with the ride shop. That's really cool. And right now, they are in full swing with the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. Check it out. Just a whole wall. Nightmare Before Christmas. My friend Mindy would be beside herself. Now, I am not sure, but is that kind of bears a little bit of a resemblance to Walt. And of course, you can get your Tower of Terror gear. Hats, ears, t-shirts. I have this bell right here on the desk in my office. That's a cool t-shirt, ladies t-shirt. Got a lounge fly. I'm just a fan. It's one of my favorite things. I love this ride. I love to check out this shop, and it's a lot of fun every time. Of course, I'm into Halloween and scary stuff and everything like that, and this is my favorite ride. So this is my favorite ride shop. They have great art stuff that you can't get anywhere else, and as an artist, that appeals to me. I love the whole golden era of Hollywood, haunted hotel vibe. Everything works for me. The gear is unique. You can't get it everywhere. What else do you need? It is one of my favorite things, and make sure you spend time checking it out the next time you drop in to the Tower Hotel. All right, adventurers, I hope you have enjoyed this look at some of my favorite things here at Hollywood Studios. Some things that maybe you don't always think of, things that add to the depth of the park, things that add to the, I don't know, the overall experience and feeling in the immersive nature of the park. Hope you had fun getting a little history, a few facts, some trivia, things like that. Maybe you found something in this video that you haven't seen before and you want to come check it out and see if it'll be one of your favorite things. I really enjoy doing these favorite things videos because to me, when I share some of my favorite things with you, it's like I get to experience them in a whole new way. And it's so much fun, and I get so excited sharing things with you the same way I do with my family when I get to point things out to them. And I really hope that you enjoy it. If you really had fun on this adventure, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does help me build out the channel and continue to go on these adventures, which I so enjoy doing with you guys and for you guys. But until next time, this is Chase with American Vintage Adventures saying have a great AVA day, and I'll see you real soon from between the raindrops. Bye-bye.